Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, next to interpolate is the Honorable Greg Gastaya.
Honorable Greg Gastaya from City of Bacolod, the City of Ismail is now recognized.
Speaker, magandang hapon po sa lahat sa ating makasamahan dyan. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Sponsor, would you mind being for some questions?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Hello. Yeah, thank you po. Dito po sa lungsod ng Bacolod, buong province ng Negros, we see the urgency and need na gumawa po ng mabilis na aksyon ang gobyerno in line po sa krisis na inaharap natin lahat. Yung gusto ko lang pong maklarify, the moment po we enact this Bayanihan Bill, Mr. Sponsor, ano po yung action plan na gagawin natin in line with our frontliners, so mga health workers, so on and so forth. At kasama ko pa dito yung bigay sa kanilang hazard.
Mr. Speaker, details of the programs and action plans will be provided after the passage of law. However, meron na rin pong mga basic guidelines that they have to address. For example, giving priority to frontliners, not only the ones in the hospital. Let us qualify. Frontliners are not the only ones in the hospitals. Maraming frontliners assuring security, mga health workers doing contact tracing, health workers doing tests outside of the hospital. So, all of these individuals, whether frontliners or individuals doing jobs in relation to the COVID, bibigyan ng attention yan. But, balikan po natin, they should be equipped, they should be funded, they should be taken care of. Again, balikan natin, all of this basically is being addressed by the passage of this bill, Mr. Speaker.
Mr. Speaker, yung sinabi ko kanina ng ating distinguished sponsor, the 18 million households po yung mabibigyan ng cash assistance. And kami po ay naniniwala na kailangan talaga to. For clarification po, yung 18 million kasama pa dito yung mga beneficiaries natin sa CCT at sa UCT, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, maraming salamat sa pagtanong niyan. Doon sa 18 million kasi na tinatawag na informal sector, kasama po doon yung around 4.4 million covered by yung tinatawag na 4Ps. They are already getting a monthly amount. Itatap up na lang yun. For example, they're getting, for example, 1.5 at based on their region, ang computation po is we will subsidize up to 5,000. Dadagdagan po yung 1.5 to meet the 5,000 peso computation in that region. Of course, sa NCR po, mas mataas and other areas. Again, depending po sa minimum wage ng kada lugar po, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, last 2 points. Yung effectivity ng cash transfer is for the month of March and April, Mr. Speaker.
Hindi po mare-retroact eh. We can only top up, implement the provision of this law, and we can only utilize the fund once this law is passed. So, if Congress passed this today, subject to publications, dun lang po magiging effective, possibly, ang paggawa ng grant. That's why there's really an urgency. Every minute counts to pass this measure, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah, last point po, Mr. Speaker. Yung concern po ng buong Negros at saka lungsod po ng Bacolod is our continuous flow of supply, no? Sa aming mga medical supplies, no? That includes lahat ng kailangan ng mga frontliners at saka doon na sa field natin. And yung problem po namin, Mr. Speaker, is that at this point in time, believe it or not, for 1 week, yung available lang na UTM ginagamit for testing or pagkuha ng specimen is only 100 pieces for the entire Negros Occidental. So we are hoping and praying that with the enactment of this bill, this will address the concerns of all the Filipinos when it comes to this, Mr. Speaker. And kami po sa lungsod ng Bacolod, we know that we are now on a uncharted course. Naniniwala kami na bago po sa atin lahat ito.